Olivia. And Olivia wanted us to introduce you to the one that is known as I don't need an intention stick. and that's what is so wonderful about our story that we get to share tonight with the world. So Olivia, this is the world. This is our beautiful sister, Olivia.
Hi, Olivia.
Hi, Olivia.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. Oh, it's so good to see you. And it's really quite cute how Scott introduced you as the person who thought she didn't need one. And tell us about that.
Well, it was December 23rd, and I had ordered 2 for some dear friends that needed one. Mm-hmm. And so I get there, and I'm like so nervous because it's December 23rd. I said, this man must be so busy, and here I am bothering him at the last minute. Mm. And nope, he welcomed me in, and he says, I'd like for you to have one. And I go, oh, but I don't, do you think I need one? And he goes, he just looked at me and goes, you need one. Oh, okay. So we opened the package, and he blesses all 3 of them, but he blessed mine. And he says, after the blessing, which I was so touched. I mean, I was almost feeling overwhelmed by it. And then he goes, let's pick what we're going to put in there. And as we started going through there, I was speechless. And I started to think, oh my God, maybe I do need one. I just thought my life was going so well. Why would I need an intention stick? So at that moment, when we started choosing the intentions, I realized I needed it more than I thought. And I have to say that this intention stick has made my life, I don't know, I focus on my intentions, and that has made a difference. And there's one, because I didn't need one, remember, but I had something in my life that happened that I thought I let go, and obviously it kept coming back. So I took my intention stick and I went through the papers again, and it said, let it be. And guess what? Let it be. It's been now, almost 3.5 years, Scott?
Yes, because you were...
I have let it be, and I am at a very happy place. Wow. Yes. And every time that if it wants to sneak up, I just go, let it be. And it's funny, it goes away. And then I had a moment at school. I'm retired now, but 2 years ago, I had a very tough school that I had to service. And the teachers were just overwhelmed. They're wonderful people, but they were overwhelmed with work. And then they had me on top of that, to add to their workload. But I took my intention stick and I put in there, confidence that I would get along with these teachers. Yeah. And guess what? Of all the group, I would come back and they go, how are you doing? I'm like, oh my God, I've got the best teachers in the world. And other teachers, my group would go, oh my God, my teachers are giving me such a hard time. And so I thought, oh my God, it's my intention stick. So every morning I got to the point where I would write my intentions on a piece of paper so that I would look at them first thing in the morning.
Beautiful.
And it has just been a positive experience. And I learned that everyone needs one. And I've given several out.
Yes, you have.
Quite a few. And they just go, it's my intention stick. And you've met some of them. In fact, the last one, Scott sent for my birthday a beautiful message. It's the first thing I heard that day. Because Mel says, you can't do anything till you hear Scott. Well, I found my original intention stick. And it means so much to me because this is the one I didn't need, remember?
Yes.
And Mel's sister had just gotten a very serious operation. Mm-hmm. And so I asked Mel, can I send it to your sister?
Oh.
And I said, it was blessed so beautifully by Scott, but I know it will transfer on to you too. And she lives in Washington State. And she sent me a picture wearing it and her face is glowing.
Oh.
So I told her it was meant to be. And so I just feel like these intention sticks are just another way for us to deal with this difficult world. And I just hope, I always say, I just hope that everyone could have one.
Oh my goodness.
Really. I have had 3.5 years of, you know how life is good and bad, good and bad.
Yes.
But I feel like I just have such a positive attitude, such a can-do attitude. I can't even explain it to you. And the people that have given it to me all say to me, wow, I can't believe this changed my life in a way. Yeah. You met my student, Emma.
Oh my goodness.
Emma and her husband, Zeke.
Wow.
Yeah.
Changed their
Life is good.
I know.
Yeah.
You
through challenges, even through challenges, it helps you, because we all have challenges, but the challenges, for some reason, I think to myself, what is it? And I've learned that well, of course, you say this, Marla, he puts this out in his messages. What you give to the world gives back to you.
That's right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And this reminds us to do that.
Yeah, even through the challenges.
Yes.
Yeah, even through those challenges.
Even if it's the hardest thing in the world to you.
Yes.
To be grateful for it, because there's a reason for it.
And to remind us.
Yes.
The message that's in here, that we put in here, is so strong and intentional, intention stick.
Yes.
And I just tell people, I don't know, it just works, okay? I don't know, it just works. I go, and this is coming from someone that didn't need one.
I love that. And it's, you know, again, as you do know, and it's okay, there are people in the world that are very skeptical. They're very science-minded or logic-driven or black and white logistics.
Yeah.
And as we witness every day, just because you can't see or smell or touch or hear the miracles taking place, they are. It's not the woo-woo. This is actually science, right? The laws of attraction that we've talked about for years and we talk about every day, because it's exactly what you're living. And I know you know this very well. We say what we think about, we bring about. Yeah. What goes up comes down. Oh, we lost her for a second.
Did you? Okay.
Yep. What we put out from our hearts comes back in, which is the third law of physics, just like you said. So if we're going to be pessimistic, or we're going to be, that's not going to happen, or, oh, really, or whatever we want to use as an excuse, or I'm upset, or I'm angry, or I'm sad, or I'm frustrated. Well, guess what? Those things, only more of that comes back in. But as you shared the be, let it be, or the peace, or the courage when you went to school. Like, again, when we speak to children, seriously, at the age of 3, 4, 6, 10 years of age, as you've been such a beautiful teacher your whole life, that we say, think about the Wizard of Oz and the Cowardly Lion, that he had that certificate at the end of courage, but he really had that courage from within, right? As you have that intention stick for the courage that you need on that journey, or like you said, when you're tested or something pops in, let it be, right? It's not going to affect my energy, my heart, my surroundings. Same thing with the Tin Man. He needed a heart. We all have that beautiful heart, that unconditional love, and we just have to reinforce that to truly love who we are. So I just love the brain. Again, I just love the theory, or the story of the Wizard of the movie of the Wizard of Oz, because it is so profound. So again, the Scarecrow asking for a brain. Again, we just have to learn and trust that we already have the wisdom and knowledge within, But at the very end of the movie, I'm going to have Marla share, because this is hers that she shared with me, as Dorothy wanted to go home.
Oh, at the end of the movie when she wants to go home, and Glenda the Good Witch says, "You've always had the power to get home," meaning you've always had everything you need within inside of you to get to where you need to be. That she didn't need someone else to help her, that it was always there inside of her. And we all have it inside of us. We all just need to open the door within, and everything we need is right there. And this is just reminding you of that every day, that tool to remind you.
And I love that you share not only the intentions you have in your intention sick now, but you also have that affirmation the first thing you wake up. Right, we're waking up with courage or gratitude or happiness or peace or success, whatever that is for you or that individual. But that's how we do live that life of intention. And for you to share the 3.5 years of bliss and continued bliss and happiness in your life is how you're living your life right now. And it's incredible.
Intention. You know what's also really neat, and I know that happens to you both all the time, when someone wears one and sees you.
Yeah.
It's such a bond.
It is.
We have a friend already.
Yes, because you know you're sharing in the same mission. You know you're sharing the same purpose, right? You know that you're both sharing to live a life of intention, and that you're changing not only your life, but you also want to help everyone around you. So that's the
absolutely
right there.
Well,
quite a few of my family members have one.
We know, and we're so grateful. But what I want to share, because it really resonated with me when, before we started our call, we noticed all the beautiful color on your paintings behind you and on your walls. And what did you say, by the way, when Marla said that to you?
I'm not afraid of color.
You're not afraid of color. And that was such a beautiful statement for the world to understand, as we do so very well, that there is no black, white, pink, yellow, brown. There is no Buddhist, Christian, Judas, Muslim. We are all the same. We are all color. And they're all beautiful colors, just as our souls. They're all beautiful souls. And something, should I share what this morning I read? This was so profound. So Marla and I do some very deep studies, spiritual, religious, whatever that is to anyone. It's just how we start our day off. And what I was reading today was talking about judgment. When we go to sleep at night, and maybe no one has heard this for the first time, but it was so deep, it was so profound. But when we go to sleep at night, our souls journey up to heaven, where God or the universe or the source, the light, the spirit, whatever that is to the individual that's watching, that the Creator judges our soul, not for the bad or the things or the sins that we've done, but to see what goodness that we did that day, and to see the good in everyone, not at just that moment, but for the future, which was, and I'm going to go a little deeper, because what was being shared is that, yes, we could have, let's just take everyone in the world, we could have all done bad things, or we've sinned, or we weren't nice, or we didn't do act of kindness, we didn't give charity, whatever that is to the individual. That's in the past. And we can't be judged because of our past. Because what I read this morning is that even if it's happening that moment, even if someone is being very, let's say, bad, or not acts of kindness, or whatever that negativity that person is causing right now today, that judgment isn't being looked at that moment. That judgment is being looked at what will come and seeing the goodness in that soul, in that person. And that's why Marla and I say every day that we have to see the good in everyone. It's there. It just may be covered up with programming or fear or greed or ego or politics or religion that's not allowing that goodness to come out. So as we say every day, one, we're not judged. Who are we to look at someone else and judge them because maybe of their acts today or yesterday or decades ago? That's already in the past. We have to see the good within us all, right? Mother Teresa said we have, which is such a beautiful quote, we have to see God within us all because it's there. It's the I am that I am, right? And
Correct.
I just loved that. So no matter what we see in this world right now, perceived good or bad, we can only send those beautiful souls those blessings that good should come out to take their gifts, their platforms, whatever that may be for that individual, to help one more soul, another 100, another million, another 7 billion plus. So that's how we show up each day to know we're going to touch one more soul.
One more soul.
And in the Talmud, it actually says when we save one soul, we save the world entirely because we are a part of a collective whole. But we forgot.
And we
Right?
do forget. But that's a good one to put in your intention stick. Do not judge. Because it's so easy.
It is.
And then it's like you say, you have to step back and say, maybe that person was having a bad day, or maybe that person has an emergency and that's why they're rushing and not meaning to be rude.
So, wow, that one just made my hair stand up because this happened last summer, and you are so correct. And scale that to a global person. Okay, so not just one person. So take that amongst the world right now. And what you just said by that is that, yes, we never know what someone else is going through. They may have a facade, a smile, I'm fine, but they are in so much pain and they have so much sadness, or they're going through so much tragedy, whatever that is, as we all go through those things because we're human.
Share the story of the bus.
Oh, so there's two stories because of you. Marla and I are inspired because of you. So this is a story, and you may have heard this, but there was a full bus, and there was a man sitting back 5 seats, and there was a young boy and an adult sitting in the very front row. And this little boy, maybe 10 years old, was crying hysterically, out of control, for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, the whole entire bus ride. And the guy finally got so frustrated, he couldn't take it anymore because it was a long bus ride. He got up and he said, obviously it was the father, could you please settle your child down? And the father said, his mother just passed away. We're going home.
Yeah.
You understand, we never know. We're coming from our own perception that this child is bothering me. Really? It's a much longer story, but I know you understand.
Yes, I do.
And what I want to share about what took place last summer, we were in San Diego, and we were, the traffic there is horrific anyway.
Oh.
So there was an area, and I've shared this story before, but there was an area where 4 lanes merged into one. And we're stopped in traffic, and we knew that always happens, and we're patient, and people kind of merge in together, and they go forward, and traffic lightens up. And I noticed, Marla's in the seat to my right, and I noticed behind me, maybe 5, 6 cars back, I see a car pull out, starts driving on the shoulder and cuts in like 6 cars ahead of us and then just continues to go. And as the words came out of my mouth, I said, what is this jerk or whatever it was doing? And Marla looks at me and says, really? That's what just came out of your mouth? Because of Olivia, what you just said, we don't know if, God forbid, there was an emergency, an accident, someone passed, there was whatever that may be. So again, who are we to say what a jerk or whatever? We have no idea what's taking place on that person's life. So the act of compassion, empathy, kindness, right, that we have to have for one another, because we don't know what someone's going through.
No, we don't.
And we have to just smile or ask how you are. Acts of kindness, because that little act can save a life, change a life. The gift of you giving intention sticks on and on and on to so many beautiful souls that we were blessed to meet because of you, and how it's changed and inspired their lives. I don't think we have a long enough call time to share the stories from what you've done for so many. And you are such a beautiful light. You are such an inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
And
As both of you are too. Both of you. I tell people like, I go, if you met the Burgers, oh my God, there's just something about them that just lights up your life. You both do. And with this intention stick, I told Scott, it was in the Paradise Valley magazine. And I tore that page out like in June. And I stuck it in my folder. And I kept pulling it out. What is this? I kept showing it to people. And then Melody was having such a rough time at that time. I go, okay, I'll just order them. But I had that paper for 6 months.
wow.
And it kept taking me back to it. So I go, okay, I guess this is meant to be. And look what happened.
You listened. You literally, because the mind, the bad ego, the fear, I'm good, I'll just put it off. No, you actually listened, because when we can say, shut the heck up to this, right? And listen to this, and trust this. Or as Marla and I say, if we can just learn to get out of our own way, watch the miracles unfold. Trust the journey. We're always being guided. And
when I give one, I always say, just trust it. Just trust it. And I always try. Sometimes I give them because they can't. They live too far, or to visit you both. But if I can, I go, you've got to meet Scott. You have just got to go in there and meet them. I go, and you don't have to be nervous. I go, because I'm not kidding you. On December 23rd, I sat with him for 45 minutes. I was more nervous, and he was all calm. And I'm going, oh my God, he must be so busy, and I'm taking up his time. And there he is just telling me these stories. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, relax. He's relaxed. You relax.
Yeah.
And you guys have that ability to just have people take that breath.
You know what's so beautiful about what you just shared, that is a beautiful message for everyone to listen, is that moment, no matter how busy we all are, or what our mind creates to say, oh my goodness, I have to hurry up, I have another meeting in 30 minutes or an hour, or I'm worried about tomorrow. We're missing the whole miracle, the gift of 2 souls or 3 souls connecting, which we say we're being present. We're being in the now. And that time, whether it's 5 minutes, 45 minutes, 2 hours, however long it takes, to make sure that that person is being heard and respected. And again, understanding that we get to let them know that they are loved, and that they do matter, and that they have purpose. and that their time and they are just as important as anyone else in this world, and that we were guided to meet, right? There's no coincidences, there's no randomness, there's no I was at the right place at the right time. No, we're always being guided. And again, when we can truly listen or see those miracles and messages unfolding, and we continue to witness them at one after another, then that's the state, that bliss, that happiness, that flow that we're always going to be in, because we know what resonates, we know what feels good to us, and we know what doesn't. But sometimes we're martyrs and we want to go back to that pain or that sadness or those whatever that aren't making us happy. Why? We're not learning the lessons. We have to learn the lessons, because everything in our lives is a lesson and a gift, right? Remember we talked about it that day, the be, let it be, that if we can look at everything in our lives happening for us, not to us, that it's a gift, that it brought us to the next place in our lives, and it made us who we are today, right? We are so blessed. And that's
absolutely. Especially during this pandemic. I was telling my neighbor, because we help certain people and we were talking about it, and we were just thinking how blessed we are.
Yes.
How blessed we are. We have a home, we have food, we have family. Thank God no one has gotten it in our family, even though surrounding friends have, but we're hopefully, praying for them, and we are blessed. We are blessed. And when you said I've learned from this husband of yours to be more patient with people, because like you said, well, wait a minute, I got to get home and do this. Oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. I've learned to actually slow down and say, this person, I guess, needs to talk to me.
Yes. That's beautiful. And by the way, how is your beautiful son doing, by the way?
He's doing better, but he wears his intention stick every day. He's doing better, and it's slow. He's out on he has a little condo of his own now, and he's slowly coming around. So, but he doesn't go anywhere without his intention stick.
Question, because I know that's a deeper story. Do we want to share? Because you gave him the most beautiful gift you could have ever given.
One of these days, I give him one of these days when I think he needs a little bit more time to reflect because of what he went through. But he's doing okay.
Yes. And it was the most beautiful gift you had ever given him. And besides his life, because he chose you to be your mother. And there was a reason for that, the lessons and the journey, and how he continues to grow and better himself every day. And I know how proud you are of him.
I am. I really am. He's a lovely soul.
Yes, he is.
I got a little lost there, but he's coming around. So we're very happy. And that's it happens. People have setbacks in their lives, but as long as they get up and keep moving forward, even if it's little by little.
Yes.
Just don't stay back there. And then I tell him, don't go backwards, because we can't do anything about that anymore. We've got to keep looking forward. Just keep looking forward. 100%. And that let it be.
Yes.
Is what, for me, it was all about. Not to keep looking back.
No.
Because we couldn't fix it. You can't fix the past.
Oh, no.
But that's so many of us holding on to our past, and it's very heavy on our shoulders, right? Yes. It weighs so heavy, and there's that old saying, I'm sure you've heard this, where you put your problems in a bag, and all of us stand in a circle, and then we put our bags in the middle of the circle, and then we say, okay, everybody pick a bag. And you pick a bag and you look inside and you're like, you know what, can I get mine back? And, because you realize my life is really good. My life is, yes, I have problems, but my life is really good.
Yes.
But still to let go of that bag, because that bag is still very heavy and we don't need it anymore.
It no longer serves us.
Right. Let go. let it be, right?
Yes.
Leave it
Let it
alone.
be.
Move.
We waste so much time and energy. I don't waste that time and energy anymore.
And that's so funny. Again, no coincidences. Marla and I were just talking about this. Do you remember the old TV series, The Partridge Family with David Cassidy?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? And they were on the bus,
Mhm.
musicians, and sadly he passed away a little bit ago. And I think he was sick. He had cancer, correct?
I'm not sure.
Something, he was sick and he passed, but he shared the story that his daughter was sitting with him on his deathbed.
No, it was the daughter. The daughter was with him. You switched.
Oh, I'm sorry. The daughter, thank you.
The daughter said it. He couldn't have said it.
Right. The daughter shared that, I believe his last words to his daughter was, so much time wasted. And we don't want to ever look at our lives, even if it's on our deathbed when we transition. We don't want to ever look back and say, so much time wasted.
So much time wasted. Right here.
As you just said, that minute or 45 minutes or 2 hours with that person could change and help that person or save that person's life.
Yeah.
And that's why we get up every day to do what we're doing, because this isn't about, as you know, it's not about Marla and I. We listen. This is about us collectively and knowing what we were brought here to do, which is what you know very well, to help another, to touch another's soul.
Yeah.
And that's the bliss that it brings us, that state that we're always in through our obstacles and challenges and tests. And Marla shared the other day, one of our friends had this amazing t-shirt, our friend Sean, and it said, "It's okay to not be okay." It's okay to not be okay. We all face challenges, as we said, and obstacle and pain and suffering. But by human design, we were made to suffer. We were made to suffer. It's how we fare through it. It's not what happens to us. It's what we do with it.
It's what we do with it. It's true.
You've done a lot with it. You're like I said, is there anything? Oh yeah. So someone, because we always ask, someone that's watching this for the first time that may not know about the intention stick, whether it's a woman, a man, a child, how would you share with them how this has impacted your life, or what would you recommend to them? Like, again, I like how we started this beautiful conversation. I was the one that thought I didn't need it.
Mm-hmm. And I tell people that. I go, listen, I met this wonderful couple and they have these intention sticks. We all need one. We don't think we need one. And I tell my friends, I'm going to get you this intention stick because I always wear mine.
I know you.
I go, and it's going to change your life. You don't even know it, but it's going to change your life in a way that you're going to think, oh, is this really working? I go, but you're going to be understanding the intentions that you put out. And when you have doubts, I go, when I'm going through a bad moment or somebody cuts me off traffic, I grab it.
Yes.
I always wear it. And it just gives me a sense of, and I tell people this, it gives me a sense of a purpose. Why am I here? It's to not only give myself courage, but to give you courage and to help you through these little, like, as you know, one of my friends, she wanted this job. She put it in the intention stick.
Oh my goodness.
She got the job.
She did.
Out of, I don't know how many candidates. That's how I always tell people, I know you're not going to understand this at first. I go, but when you do your intentions, you'll understand. And those people that I have gotten intention sticks have gotten intention sticks for their friends.
Yes.
So just do it.
Oh, I love that.
Just do it.
Yes. Trust, right?
Mm-hmm. Trust.
I would love to add that that was so perfect. I just loved it. Was just right. It was perfect. But people think because as you, it's not going to work. That's, ooh, you know, again, the pessimist or the, as you said, the doubting Thomases in the world. But it's not going to work if we think we're just putting a word inside an abracadabra.
No.
You said we have to set that intention and feel it and believe it and live it. And as you witnessed over these years, the miracles unfolding and many, many to share, which is so truly divine. And that's so, wow, it was so perfect. I don't think I can add anything to that. Oh, and
Well, I'll tell you, it has changed my life. That's all I can tell you. And
well,
sometimes I'll sit back and think of, wow, I'm so glad I tore that page out of the magazine.
yes.
Because I could have just thrown the whole magazine away, but for some reason, this intention stick just kept coming back.
And you right at the right.
And it has changed not only my life, but Scott, I think you've met some of them, a whole slew of them. For the better. Yeah. And my dog is going crazy. Lolita! Oh, no wonder. There's like 5 dogs. The lady's walking 3 and the guy's walking 2.
and that is so beautiful because our family, because we're honored and you know we call one another, you are your sister. But our family is growing around the world every day, our spiritual family.
Yes.
And we're receiving each other's blessings and prayers and intentions because we are a part of this collective. And we are bringing that light and that love into this beautiful world in a time that is so needed. And
absolutely.
We are here for one another. And it's time to, which we are, changing what's not working to bring in that light and that love for everyone. So as you know how our sign off is one, we honor you, we love you, and we're sending you and your beautiful family blessings and intentions of gratitude, light, and love. Oh, just
thank you, Olivia.
You filled us up. We're so grateful, and I can't wait for the next part of our journeys together because it's already miraculous, as everything is a miracle. But wow, put on your seatbelts. It's coming up. It's all good.
Good.
And we'll see you soon. Love you, love you, love you.
Back to both of you because you are very special people that you've brought a lot of happiness to a whole slew of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mwah.
We love you.
Okay.
Love you.
Okay.